A love written in the stars. Once upon a time, in a little town nestled between the mountains and the sea, there lived a quiet, curious girl named Elena. She spent her days sketching dreams into her notebook and her nights staring at the stars, wondering if love, real love, was something more than stories told in books. Miles away in a bustling city, a boy named Leo lived a life filled with noise, racing thoughts, busy streets, and deadlines. Yet, deep down, he longed for something still and soft, something that made him feel alive, not just awake. Their worlds were never meant to collide, until they did. It started with a misdialed number. Elena had been trying to call her best friend but ended up calling Leo instead. She apologized shyly, and he laughed, a warm, genuine sound that lingered in her ears long after she hung up. But something about that voice stayed with her, and something about her gentle tone echoed in his mind. He called back. Just to say hi. That hi turned into a conversation. Then into another. And another. Until their voices became the soundtrack to each other's days. They talked about everything, stars, fears, childhood memories, and the little things no one else noticed. They laughed, shared secrets, and slowly, without realizing it, they began to fall. Months passed. They sent each other letters, tiny gifts, and playlists filled with the songs they wished they could sing together. Though they'd never met, their hearts had already found a home. Finally, they decided to meet. On a rainy afternoon, Elena stood at the train station, heart thumping like a drum. And then, through the mist and the crowd, she saw him, Leo, holding a bouquet of daisies, eyes searching for her like she was the only light in the world. They didn't speak for a moment. They just stood there, smiling through the raindrops. And when they finally hugged, it felt like every lonely day had led to this moment, this warmth, this heartbeat, this love. Years later, under the same stars Elena used to watch alone, Leo knelt down and asked her to marry him. "I've loved you since the first wrong number," he said, smiling. And Elena, with tears in her eyes and laughter in her heart, whispered, "I guess fate has good taste."
The unexpected encounter. It was a rainy afternoon when Emma decided to take a walk in the park. She loved the peaceful sound of raindrops tapping against the leaves, and the smell of fresh earth. Wrapped in her cozy scarf, she wandered down the familiar path, feeling content in her own company. As she rounded a corner, she bumped into someone, papers scattered across the ground. Startled, she looked up and saw a man kneeling to help her gather them. His smile was warm, and his eyes, a soft shade of blue, seemed to have a spark of curiosity. "I'm so sorry," Emma said, her cheeks flushing with embarrassment. "No need to apologize," he replied, his voice calm and gentle. "It was my fault too." "I'm Jake." "I'm Emma," she said, still a little flustered. "Thanks for helping me." They stood there for a moment, exchanging smiles. The rain had softened, and for a few seconds, the world seemed to slow down. Emma noticed how easy it was to talk to Jake. They chatted for a while about their favorite books, the weather, and life in general. "I guess this is a good way to meet someone," Emma joked, laughing lightly. Jake smiled. Maybe it was meant to be. Who knows? As they parted ways that afternoon, Emma couldn't help but think how serendipitous the encounter had been. Little did she know, this rainy day would mark the beginning of a love story that would change both of their lives forever.